Yeah. Peace, bless, love. Give thanks to that man above. You now rocking with your boy, Mr. Uncommon.
And your boy, Josh.
Welcome to Off Xperience Podcast.
Remember, y'all, live a life where experiences are made and you have the right tools to continue to build it.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Something different.
Let's go. All right. I think we made it this far. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
What's going on, Josh? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, my brother.
All right. Everything good? Everything good.
I'm good, man.
Good to
Living
be
life,
here.
you know. We doing
Good to
what we
be
doing
here.
here. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. All right. Listen, guys. All right. If y'all wondering who's to my left side right here, I want to introduce this person. His name is Harry.
My guy.
Right?
Yo.
Introduce yourself, Harry. What's up? Everything good? All right. Listen. So if y'all wondering, you know, we have him as special guest here. Based on some of the topics that we got going on today, he can actually relate to a few of them and give you his personal experience behind them, right?
Yep.
As well as some of them that we can give you also, right? We're gonna have a blessed episode. We're gonna have a great episode.
Very great.
Right? We're gonna have fun. We're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna have emotions. We're gonna share some of these key topics that we felt that we felt like to share with y'all.
Yes,
some that hit home. You know what I mean? So with that said, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. What we gonna talk about? Like, what is that? What were we talking about earlier?
So listen, right? So my first topic I wanted to speak on, something I wanted to hit on, right? Is like vulnerability.
Oof, vulnerability.
You know what I mean? Like vulnerability. Like it took a while to understand what vulnerability is, right? Like,
so let's get into it. What is the definition of vulnerability for you know, the people who don't really know what it is? You know?
I mean, vulnerability, you know, is people got different outtakes in it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can be vulnerable to your partner.
Uh-huh.
You know, let's rewind, right? Because now we could get into what the vulnerability part, right? Because I had an issue with being vulnerable, right?
Okay.
And when you ask me right now to explain vulnerability, right? This is something that you give the parts that you are less controlled of, less confident of, to another person, right? Mm-hmm. And they get to respond behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get to respond on how they want to feel towards your vulnerability, right? So it could be good. People could take it as a bad thing. It could be as a good thing. They could take advantage of it.
Of course.
You know what I mean, right?
That's true.
My experiences with being vulnerable is they take advantage of. I think sometimes if you give a little too much, you give too much at the same time, and then you give too little, then you're stuck in between. So I think it's just like a whole lot of vulnerability could be it could be taken all types of ways to be vulnerable. You could be too vulnerable, or you don't give too much. So,
but at what point? All right, now at what point would you consider that like some sort of weakness?
Okay. I don't know. All right. You want to say it?
nah, you got it.
All right. So, see, that's the thing, is a mindset, right?
Uh-huh.
Because, and I say this, why this one hits a little more, because I had an issue on being vulnerable, right? And you say that if you don't be vulnerable with the partner you're with, then who are you going to be vulnerable with, right?
You're right.
I mean, that's just, right? That's how it should be, because you're with this person
All the time,
right? Mm-hmm. That could be potentially your mother, your kids, your wife, your partner, whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So I had an issue on that, because I always felt like being vulnerable would put me in a space that person would take my kindness for weakness.
Okay.
Right?
That I agree 100%. Now I agree with the vulnerability state of where you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
That right there is because you're making it now. You're putting yourself out there, and people might take that as a weakness. Is what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because some people would take your vulnerability, build the character to where, oh, I can go against you because I know your weakness. You know, I know what you're vulnerable to. You know what I'm saying? So like some people would, how they say, give so much but yet not enough to know me. You know, some people would believe in that, so they would be like, you know, I don't want them to know a lot about me, because then they might take that against me. They might use my vulnerability against me. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like you said earlier, a couple minutes ago about having a partner and being vulnerable to your partner. Yeah, being vulnerable to your partner is always great because emotionally you have to be attached to your partner. You also got to make sure that they're in the same mind state to give you that comfort where you can actually release that vulnerability.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, most people either take it as an attack or some people take it as an uplift.
But what do you mean as an attack? Like,
because some people might take it, if I let my vulnerability show, I might get attacked for showing too much of it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
And that's how I felt.
Exactly.
That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And and I've been with my wife for a while, for a long time, right? We've been together 11 years, about to be 12.
God bless.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. And it took me a while.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to give myself
most definitely
in that space to her to say, okay, there's no judgment behind anything, whether I'm emotional, whether I cry, whether I come to her with an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's some issues that you don't even want to go to them, right? Because you feel like it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right?
Almost
For example,
definitely.
it was embarrassing. It's something, right? So it's like you feel like they're gonna judge you, and maybe you wasn't able to take that judgment, and I wasn't, guys. That's the thing that I was trying to say. Like, I was in a bad spot to not get criticized, because if I put myself there, or I don't know, maybe I thought that something was gonna come like, man up, stop being a little bitch, like. You know what I'm saying? Or something in the negative sense.
So now, like, all right, I respect that because I feel the same way.
Okay.
I totally do. And it's not to say que nosotros somos pendejos, you know what I'm saying?
No,
it's not to say that,
sure.
I don't want nobody thinking that we're pendejos and not like that. But I agree with you, right? And it gets to a point where it took me a while too, because now it makes me wonder, like, how were we raised as men? Because at the end of the day, when we were younger, we how can I say this? We didn't really see, it depends on how you were raised, right? Like, some families didn't see their father showing their mother enough love. Why? Because they were used to be always working.
Yeah.
The father will always be the working man. I'm sorry, real quick. The father will be the working man, so they will be out the house all the time. So they wouldn't see that love that they can give. So they think that I can't show a woman my vulnerable state because that's not what a man is supposed to be. He's not supposed to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem, though.
You know but you understand what I'm saying?
No.
So now it's all based on how you were kind of like raised, if we can say that,
So you're the 5% raised, because most of us that grow up, we don't have a father there.
And which is I was going to go to.
We don't see that.
Which is what I was going to go to next, which you have those others.
So you were blessed then.
Yeah.
How long were you in your relationship right now? How long you been with her?
With my wife?
Yeah.
I've been with her for 13 years.
Okay. I can't keep a 5-year relationship.
Okay.
I can't, because you know what? I was brought up in a broken home.
Okay.
I was raised by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From a stepfather. Mm-hmm. So he gives, but he doesn't really give.
But which means what I was saying.
So you understand? So it's like, you're gonna be there to pay the rent, but you're not gonna be there to support me and to teach me right from wrong, because you're afraid of the way I'm gonna come out to you. Mm-hmm. And he didn't want to be vulnerable to me.
What do you mean the way he's gonna come out to, like, as a stepdad?
As a male figure,
as a
father. He was afraid of the way that we will react.
Okay.
So it took him about 20-something years to finally be like, hey, listen, I understand what you're going through. You're gonna be all right. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We go through this. But at the time, being a teenager, growing up and missing that male figure, it plays a big role in your life. So now, me being a 37-year-old man, having 3 kids, the first relationship didn't work. It was a disaster. Mm-hmm. The second one was a disaster. Mm-hmm.
But why you say that? Because you got taken advantage of because of your vulnerability, or?
I guess because I gave too much.
All right. Now, in your case, you basically, like, and they say that saying, you wear your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah. If I love you.
Okay.
And I think as men, we have, when we love, it's hard for us to fall in love with
most
a
definitely,
woman. Yeah. But when you do, you open. You all your guard is down, and
see,
the
but
walls are off.
That's the thing, though. Like, See, that's why I don't know why I had a problem with, because I love my wife, but I don't know why I had a problem with the vulnerability part of me giving myself to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, me and you got different perspectives on the whole. You gave too much, right? And it was like I couldn't give too much because I felt that way. But you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things, like, and that.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, because us as men, we're that stigma where they say we supposed to be the strong, masculine, and be strong at all times, and make sure that we keep our head up high and don't show no signs of weakness. It needs. I say it needs to change, because I know it took me a while.
I was gonna ask you right now, like, what in have you like been?
It took me a while.
Is it easy for you to be vulnerable, or it's just like normal to you?
No. To be honest with you, it took me a while, because I don't show my vulnerability out like that. I mean, some people call me an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And they say that might be the shadow of me hiding my vulnerability. You know,
being protected.
Yeah, being protective, and
your aura comes out different.
Yeah. And which, I mean, I don't mind it. It is what it is. If you see me that way, that's the way you perceive yourself on me. But I mean, I understand the whole vulnerable. I would never take, me personally, I would never take advantage of anybody's vulnerability.
Yeah, and. Yeah, and this is what we're trying to say. Like, it was, see how we had difference. He gave a lot. You know what I'm saying? I gave a little. Things like that could hurt relationships, impact them in different ways. You know what I mean? It don't have to always be the same way.
It doesn't, right?
So I could have impacted my relationship in a negative way that I'm not showing trust. I'm not showing peaceful family environment and all that, right? Like just the comfort of being in that space, right? So again, it hits different. So vulnerability, there's nothing wrong with it. There are people that will take advantage, unfortunately, and it's sad to say. You just gotta play up, feel the air, play the cards. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. Like I said, we had different aspects, the perspectives behind it. So and so with that said, even with the vulnerability, right? Like, going to one with another one with accepting the differences of your partner, right?
Well, that's big part of the vulnerability part as well, because some partners won't accept your vulnerability. They will look at you like you a punk ass nigga, you this bitch ass nigga.
And that's what I was trying to say before. What I thought it was gonna be, but I had a good woman, and it wasn't even that. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I respect that, because I agree with you 100%. Man, my wife is like the greatest thing that ever happened to me, to be honest with you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. She's my best friend, and I can show her, which it took me a while, my vulnerable state. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a while, because I'm a man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure that I'm not gonna show my wife like I'm soft. I can't do that. I gotta be the strong dude, that I'm a protector. I'm a survivor. I'm a hustler. I gotta make sure that everybody knows that I'm the one here forefront at all times. But then behind closed doors, I wanna cuddle up too. I wanna hold her. I wanna smell her. I wanna cry on her shoulder. I wanna cry when Lion King's on. You know what I'm saying? I want to cry when my favorite TV character dies and shit like that. Like, for instance, like I would have never thought, right? Real quick for an experience, right? Being vulnerable will be an example like this, right? There's a show called This Is Us, right? It's a great show, right? I love it. It got to a point where I cried in the show, but I didn't want to show my wife that I cried. So what I did, I turned my head.
Why?
Because, I mean,
you ever cried in front of a female?
Can't even count how many times.
I mean, not maybe in a we get to a story. I'm sorry.
No, we good.
Not in a vulnerable state, but like just like stuff like that.
Not
like,
over of a movie.
No,
no.
Just more in a vulnerable state.
You see the difference. So you guys right here, you two sitting together here. You guys are in full blown relationships for years, and a guy, 75%, I say 80% of us out here right now that are like me. it's different.
And this is why we wanted you on the show, because
So
it's
now-
a different perspective behind
it's
something
different.
else, right?
The
Like,
dating game, you being with somebody for a year or two it's hard.
No, you're right.
It's a dog eat dog world.
So
out
now,
there.
my question to you, right, from seeing that other side of the field, you're basically playing the field.
Yeah.
While me and him is out
Yeah.
basically in the audience
Yeah.
eating popcorn and shit.
Hey, let me just make it real clear. I'd rather be sitting where both of you at.
Most definitely.
They-
And those 80% of the dudes that you said
and they
say
would-
the same
yeah,
thing.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
find,
for sure.
if you find a great queen and she's for you and she got your back, man.
God bless.
I always tell, Johnny, yo, you won.
Yeah.
If anything that you ever did in your life and you ever invested in something was his wife. And me knowing her personally, she was one of the greatest things that ever happened to him, besides him having his children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
shout out. Nah,
Shout
yeah,
out,
she
shout
really-
out, shout out to Maisie, man.
Yeah,
Maisie,
shout out to
Maisie,
Maisie,
is the best.
and
man.
I always big her up, bro,
Yeah.
because I know her personally, and
She definitely did a
But-
whole change on me, bro,
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
definitely.
I needed that personality.
And
I'm not I'm not
exactly.
scared to say it right now.
Yeah.
That I'm
It's-
where I'm at right now. Like,
it's
no, I
big.
needed that.
But
And-
that's why this topic here is basically really heavy, because now we have you, like I said, where I'm with my wife for 13 years, and
Yeah.
I've been blessed with her,
Yeah.
and I like I said before, she's the greatest thing that ever happened to me
Yeah.
besides my kids.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, she's literally the best thing that happened, because without her, I wouldn't be with my kids.
yeah.
Let me ask you a question, right? Like, see that you saying that, right? Like, you saying she's the best. Like, it's like you was going through some things that you had to have
Yes.
change and stuff like that. Like,
yes, that's you hit it right on the mark, because most people won't understand that part. Like, I was going through a part in my life where my first son was born, and I was going through a little patch where
I remember that.
Yeah, I was going through a
That was
little.
a long time ago.
I was going through a little patch where I was literally gonna give up.
Yeah, I remember.
I was gonna give up on my son. I was gonna give up on all that. I didn't feel it. I was like, you know what? Por here como un pendejo. I'm not gonna be here como un cabrón. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna deal with this headache. Like a regular dude that grew up in my age would normally do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I met my wife. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, we was in the ER. I met her, long ponytail. She looked like fucking Tomb Raider at the time, bro. I swear to God. She looked just like Tomb Raider. Long ass braids.
that's what got
That's
you.
what got me. So I said, yo, she got long hair. Which, boom, I seen the assets.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, shit, I got to get that. Which, a couple months later, she noticed my situation.
Yeah.
And she noticed that I was literally going to give up. And she was going through a situation herself at the time. And since, we were there and she noticed what I was going through, she uplifted me.
So at your vulnerable stage, she
uplifted me and said, you better not quit. You better not quit. You better go ahead and fight for your son. Fight for your visitation and do what you got to do.
See that, fellas?
13 years later, I got my son in my life, man. My wife's
She's been solid the whole 13.
the whole
You
13.
see?
Never changed up on
I mean,
you.
I'm going to tell you the difference. You know why? Because, I don't want to talk about it because, a couple days ago, I got into a car accident.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
It's a funny story, right? Because while I'm on the phone with State Farm and the cops is down the third, I look into the car. First thing Rosemary's doing is putting everything away.
I got you. Just to get the cops come.
Yo, my wife is the realest. I said, if I had the thing, I know she'll throw that shit right in her purse. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I knew. It's not that I knew it then, a couple days ago, but I been knew that. But it's just like to have somebody like that solid.
Ah, man.
My nigga.
That's beautiful.
And I'm not giving away from this somebody out there in the world.
No, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like when?
You're right. And then, I'll be a sucker.
When,
I'll be a sucker. And I know we both be suckers to even say this. Time will tell. Because that nigga
Is
Bro, 37 years on this earth, and I still.
But you got chapters though, bro.
I do, but
Look.
I want the chapter
Look.
that I want.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
I
look.
want my person, man.
You see-
it's so difficult.
You see, but that right there, by you saying that, right, like, big believer in saying that God is always doing certain things for reasons, right?
Yeah.
And I know you do want that, and trust me, it's easier said for me to say than done because obviously I'm in a position where I'm at, and you're in a position you're in, right? But when we have that mindset, I believe we start looking at things different. We start rushing into things to say, okay, I want that, so let me rush into this, right? And this is when we make the mistakes on just jumping into the first relationship because we already on our mindset like this is what we want.
And that's what I
you know what I mean? So we have to get away from that mindset and say, okay, cool. Listen, I'm gonna be right with me when I'm comfortable with me, right? Then what is presented to me in front of me, it will be. And from there on, if somebody get vulnerable, then that's that you cross that bridge when you get there. But with the mindset of just not saying like, okay, I wanted that, so let me rush into it. That's something that we got to slow down so we can really sit down and pan out and focus on what the qualities of the person before we jump into that situation.
To be honest with you, where I was gonna head into was a lot of people live on hope, right? And I'm a big believer on hope, but I rather go with faith than hope.
We were just talking about that,
right? So check it out. It's funny you say that thing, right?
Here's like hope and trust.
Hope and trust.
Yeah, hope. Well, I rather. All right, because I was talking to my wife earlier, right? And I was watching something on my phone, and it was something where if you can't really give hope unless you have faith enough to give hope. You understand what I'm saying?
That's deep right there.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. In order for you to actually have that hope to actually achieve something in life, you have to have that faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
To have that hope to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So like, for instance, like Jim Carrey said it in a graduation speech. He said that hope runs through fire while faith leaps over it. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to remember that if you really have that hope, don't forget the faith. Because now you're working on that, I hope I get this done. When you have that faith and you say, you know what, I'm going to get this done.
You could trust yourself to get that shit done. Like.
You know what I'm saying? So now when you tell yourself, infusion, I'm going to get it done. I'm a beast. I'm an animal. So whatever's out there, I'm going to take it regardless. Instead of saying, I hope I get it done. I hope, they look out for me.
Yeah, like I hope.
I hope.
Yeah. Hopefully this happens. No,
I hope my brother-in-law looks out for me. Oh, I hope this person looks out.
Everything is on hope. There's no hope.
Or I hope I get on this podcast.
Okay. Shameless plug. I like that. Let's go. Off Experience.
Let's go.
Listen. I know we don't want. We're getting deep into things, conversations, but these are experiences that we've gone through. After being in years of marriages. People like this man right here going through things that he's gone through. You know what I mean? Like it's good that we share it out, we let it out, because a lot of men don't talk about these type of things often, right? They don't let these things out, and we feel like the younger generation or even the older guys and all that, it doesn't matter, whatever age you are, you could take these things and say, okay, man, I'm not the only one that's going through it, right?
I mean, it's not even like for the young generation, man, it's tough, but put the guns down, man. Like if you got a problem, I mean, it's tough. I know, trust me, bro. If you got a problem with somebody, tell that nigga straight up, let's fight. You ain't got to shoot somebody to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that sucks.
It's a different time now, man.
The problem is that they're scared to get hit.
That's what it is, and it's
they
okay.
They don't want to fight.
But it's okay to get hit, man.
They don't want to fight.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, you run to Foot Locker one day, right? You run, man, early in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, just to get online to get them sneakers. Now you missed that shit. Fuck it. It's the laws. You got hit. You take the laws. Is what it is.
Listen, I know where we went at. I'm saying, but at the end of the day, is nothing wrong with walking away.
There you go.
There's nothing wrong with walking away. Nowadays, people are just losing their lives for no reason.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Walk away. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with walking away, but nobody walks away.
I know.
Nobody walks away.
And that's another topic for another day, because we will get into those type of things too, because back in the days, it was different.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was totally different. I know social media is out, now, and it's more visual. You see more of these things, but that's another topic till then.
Word.
But yeah, so now, right? So now that we, with the vulnerability, right? Like, and I know we even touched on the whole, being different, like accepting the difference with your partner. But I want to get more a little into that one, right? Okay. With the whole accepting the differences, right? Because, that's another one that hits, at home, because I also had an issue with accepting the things that the things she would do,
Okay.
or the things that she didn't like,
Okay.
right? Because I liked them, right? She didn't like it. I would joke on something. She maybe didn't like that joke. I would feel like that was mild. Why you even, you know what I'm saying? And I'll start an argument behind it. Then it'll start something without me accepting that maybe my joke was a little harsh. I don't know. To me, it was light. To another person, it's different. That person wasn't brought up in that way to accept the deliverance of the joke that I had, right?
You're right.
So those type of things I had trouble accepting, you know, putting people in positions, putting on the position that, you know, maybe she didn't like to be in, but still do it on purpose or anything, because I just felt like, fuck that. You know, if you don't like it, then I don't care why you acting like that. There's that third. Put her in a space that she was wrong. Instead of accepting, right? Instead of changing it, right? Instead of trying to change it, accepting it.
No, you're right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel the same way, but I'm learning till this day things like that.
No, we definitely work in progress.
Because being married 13 years, being in a relationship for 13 years, married 7. I'm still learning. Every day is a learning day. I'm still learning. The main thing that I'm learning more and more about my relationship is communication.
Yeah, that's key. That's
key. And sometimes that's a big difference between some people in a relationship, because some people won't give the proper communication, or they won't have the proper communication. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know how to give the proper communication. But I'm learning that, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning that as I go. And of course, it's not to say that, you know, I'm going to any problems right now, but it's just the fact that as you grow in a relationship, you learn and you grow aspects.
Yeah, you still go through things.
You know, of course. And like I said, I just like the fact that I can stop and listen, you know?
Yeah.
And once you do that, I feel like once you do that, you're an adult.
I mean, you definitely grown.
You know, you're grown. You're grown enough to be like, all right, let me shut up.
Let me ask you a question, right? Like, in your space now that you're in, everything, right? As far as like accepting, you said you've been in different relationships, right? Okay, is in those numerous relationships, I don't know, in those numerous relationships, right? Have you was your issues being not accepting that person as they are, or have you always accepted the relationships you were in? Have you always accepted that person for whatever it was they brought to you?
I think for me it was more of I think talking about communication, I have no communication skills whatsoever. So it's just hard for me to identify at this moment or for the past couple years a good woman because of the things that I've been through. Because I was married once.
Okay. How long you was married for?
14 years.
14.
Oh shit. Damn.
Okay. And I'm legally divorced now, but that was a long time ago. But you know, we were young, we know better. But you know, off of experience, you becoming a man, and now you having kids and they're growing up. You try to set these examples better for them so they could be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that way because I saw what he went through.
Yeah.
But I've dealt with a lot of women in these past couple of years, and it's just hard for me to identify
which one's the right catch.
Yeah.
So you would accept everything.
I just would. I won't care.
You won't care.
I won't put the effort in to find out if this bothers you, because I don't care. You understand? Because it was, for me, it was like a moment thing. Like we're just enjoying. And majority of the women I was dealing with were married.
Okay.
Or with significant others, and I was just a go-to.
So you didn't care if they were.
I didn't care. So it was. So I carried that on. So I guess I did myself a disservice. I did a disservice to myself, because now I'm lost, and now I can't see through the fog. I can't, and I don't want to be this way. And this is my fault. So for what's happening to me now, and I know I had good women.
Okay.
And I remember I can pinpoint the women that I had now and be like, wow, man, like shit. she would do anything for me. Or
Can I ask you a question? Like, what being that like you're not in those relationships no more, right? What was the things that you did not accept from these people, from these females that you felt was that it became an issue, but it should not have became an issue, and it led you to the path you in now with like a breakup or something like that, like
questioning me, or you know, like the normal things that you do when you're somebody, when you love them, like when you like your whereabouts and checking in. And sometimes we take checking in with somebody as, or like, oh, I gotta answer to you, I gotta let you know my
trust me, I had that issue for real.
So now like, it's like, no, that's not what it is. It's just, hey, listen, you know, I'm thinking about you. Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? What did you eat? Some people misinterpret that and say, "Oh, why you all up on me? Like, let me breathe. Let me breathe. Like, you just, you know what I mean?" But again, that's when everything falls into play. Like, you gotta choose the right one to do it with, and then you get it back. Because sometimes.
All right, so my question is to both of you. It's like, do you believe in opposites attracting?
Yeah. I believe that now.
Really?
Yes. And I say that now because me and my wife are two totally opposites.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we are opposites, right? So this is what I was trying to say. Like, I had an issue accepting what she was, right? And because I was who I was, she was raised different. Like when we sit down and we speak about how we was raised and everything, then you start more understanding, you know. And I knew these things already, right? But again, vulnerability. I didn't want to be in that space with the vulnerability and everything to say, okay, well, you know, all right, I'll see. You know what? I'm not giving myself. When all I had to do was just trust.
Yeah.
Right? I had to just trust. Trust that she means no harm to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I definitely we always argued about things, and it was minor things, right? And if I would have had this mindset before, you know, I would have, not that things are bad now, you know, everybody goes through things, things normal, right? So, but, you know, I would have been able to avoid a lot of things that I've been through,
okay,
right? If I was just able to trust.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that we opposites for sure. But now we learning to, you know, and this didn't just come out of the blue and I just wanted to, you know, feel like that. I had to educate myself. I had to unlearn, right? I had to unlearn to learn new information, new things, decompress everything that I've got taught since I've been raising up. You know what I'm saying? Like all my years, right? So I had to start learning different things. How to treat a woman more better, how to understand another person. You know what I'm saying? So
the roles of a man.
Right, pretty much, right? So at that point, I had to start molding myself into a different person. Yeah. Things are not as serious as it is, right? Okay. Because a person is one way, it doesn't mean that they have to be a way that you want them to be. You just have to accept. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that you got to accept everything they fucking do, whether it's disrespect and all that shit, because, again, you're not going to tolerate disrespect, right? But there's a fine line when people feel that it's disrespect and it's just accepting what it is. And you, as a man, saying, okay, I understand the difference on it. Like, there's no judgment behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yes, like, I believe that.
I mean, I believe in that. Do you believe in opposites attracting?
I don't even know.
You see, like that right there. See, now that.
No, that's
how do you? I don't know.
See, now look, to break it down to me, to break it down to you, basically, like
for the ones I don't know.
Like opposites attract, but not really.
You don't think so?
No.
So wait.
Well, not. I don't. I'm saying all the case. I think it work. It will work. It works.
In what sense though? Like what type of opposite? Like, all right, I'm a gym head. You gotta be a gym head.
No. Meaning like, all right,
right. You gotta eat right.
All right. See now, look.
But your criteria is different now, right there. Your criteria is your preference, though.
But that's what I like.
All right. So
no, which is fine. Which is fine.
Now to break it down a little bit differently now, right? All right. It's not where opposites attract. It's more of a complementary thing.
Oh,
Okay,
like you
okay.
compliment me.
You
Okay.
see how you just said,
Okay.
I go to the gym, you have to support me that I go to the gym.
right, yeah.
Now, do you feel
But
more?
it's
I
a
agree
difference
with
for
that.
what he just said right now, though.
No.
Right? Because he said, if I'm a gym head, you also have to be a gym head.
No, you
No, no,
don't.
no.
No, but you have to give me some type of.
Now,
But he
look,
just,
we
but he
need
just
to
said,
have-
if you're a gym head,
No.
you have to support me that
But
I'm
now-
a gym head.
No. But listen to the way I just broke everything down. Now his whole mind changed, and
Yeah.
his whole perspective literally
Yeah.
just changed on what he really.
What he was
would
really trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now go ahead. What you were saying?
So, all right. So just because I go to the gym for 3 hours a day doesn't mean you have to go. But don't think that I'm gonna come home and you're gonna cook me fried chicken wings and
Support my cause.
and rice and we're gonna eat burgers and French fries because I'm not gonna do that.
See, but that's accepting how the other person is.
but
Which you have to.
But it's complimentary. Though.
But you
True.
could. You
I feel that, but okay.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I
Now,
like that
now,
one. I
now
like
doing that, now doing that the way he says now will build up a foundation where
I like
you'll
that.
be like, you know what? I will always my man's gonna skyrocket to the he's gonna be on magazines.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because the person that supports is basically gonna say, I built that. I helped him build that.
Yeah.
You know how good it feels to say that? Yo, I helped them build that.
And as a team, you're a team.
Nigga,
You're
you
a
walk
team.
down Manhattan and you see some old ass construction worker that's been retired for years, but he seen the skyscraper that he says, I helped him build that. That shit makes him feel good. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's all complimentary.
No, listen, I can't even argue that. I feel you on that.
I ain't gonna lie,
Right.
I've been sitting for like 3 days trying to do the research on that whole opposites attract thing, bro.
You know how I see it? So I see it like this. I see, all right, so I work for the MTA, right? I'm
Yeah.
a bus operator. So when we on that break bus and I see guys open up their lunch bag and they got their salad and they got their healthy stuff, and I'm like, man, the way it's prepared, I'm like, damn, somebody really love you, man. Like, yeah, my wife, she made this for me, and I'm going to the store to go get me a salad.
But you see,
and then you sit there and you be like,
Yeah, but
you see
Man.
though, Harry. All right. To be honest with you, I don't agree with that. Because to be honest with you, if I can be the man on the bus and I can open my lunchbox and open my same food that you got, and I can say, and they ask me, yo, who made you that? I'm like, yo, I cooked myself this.
that's true.
No, you
Yeah.
know what? But the
Yeah.
reason
Nah,
that
you-
you gotta love yourself. You
Of
gotta love
course.
yourself first
And
before
that's-
anything else.
And I'm gonna tell you,
and now the reason why I say that is
Yeah,
because
yeah,
now
yeah.
people are gonna look at you and be like, damn, really, my nigga, damn.
you're-
And the reason why I say this, RP to my father. My father
R.I.P.
taught me.
Pops.
My father taught me,
R.I.P.
right? If you can cook for yourself, you can teach any woman.
That's
how to
one
cook.
thing right there.
course.
Oh, I got a story on that one. But again, I'm sorry.
You know what I'm
Go ahead,
saying?
go. I like
If
that
you
one.
can cook for yourself, you can cook for any woman.
Yeah,
you don't
word.
need no woman.
That's a
You can
fact.
be independent for yourself. Like for instance, you go to work, and you got dudes who pulling out Tupperwares and Tupperwares and Tupperwares, and like, yo, who made that? Oh, my wife made this. All right. Now you start thinking that this man's wife is a nurse.
Why?
She's a 12-hour shift, maybe 14 hours.
Oh, no, but you know this for a
16-hour
fact,
shifts.
or you-
know this for a fact?
Oh, you know this for a fact.
Yeah.
Oh, I
right.
got you.
You know this for a fact that she's a nurse.
Yeah.
12-hour, 14-hour shifts. At what time will she be making this meal for this man? While this man only works 9, 10 hours, go home, take a shower, sit up, watch Sports Center. It would be better for you to know that I bust my ass today for 8 hours. My wife is the nurse, and I went home to cook and did my thing. That the lunch next day could say, I
There's
made
nothing
this.
wrong with that.
And then the next day, oh, my wife made this. And then the next day, oh, I made this. It's always good to always love yourself first. That everybody's going to see that this nigga love himself, son. This man really takes care of himself. This man goes to the gym 3 times a week to build himself better. He eats healthy now. He eats good. Yo, I want to be like this nigga. While you think yourself is at shame, everybody around you, my niggas, looking at you like, yo, I want to be like fucking Harry.
and that's the world that we live in.
But that's okay.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm sitting next to you two, and I'm always like, damn, man, how does that feel? Because right now, when this podcast is over, you go home to your family.
Mm-hmm.
You go home to your family. I go home by myself.
And that's okay.
And listen.
And it's
again-
not okay.
No, it is okay, bro.
It is
you,
okay.
No,
it's
okay.
No, Harry.
I
it
mean,
is okay.
I'm at peace. I'm at peace.
And this
I
is
made
why it
peace
should be
with
okay,
myself.
because
Yeah.
you're at peace right now.
But
You know what I'm saying? Like,
nobody wants to be alone.
Of
I
course-
don't care what anybody, and I'm telling you that, and you know,
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I know, I hear you.
girls come and go. It's like
Most definitely.
it's a revolving door. But you still, when they go home and you're done,
All right, my question is
you
this.
sleep alone.
All right, now my question is
Yeah.
this. Once that revolving door gets stuck, Now, my question is this: after this, once that revolving door gets stuck, and a female comes to help you, what are you willing to accept to actually like allow that person to help you?
How do you dissect
what you go through
and
to accept that person to actually accept who you are?
I think at that moment right there, you'll know. I can't give you that answer because that person hasn't come.
So, okay.
I just don't know because I don't know what that person is gonna bring. Because I need that person to bring a table to my table, not sit at my table.
They need.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
You have to bring something to your table.
You gotta know. You gotta bring a table. I'm at the level that you have to bring a table to the table.
You gotta bring a chair to the table.
Break that down.
No, God, I want to understand. I want to understand.
No, I want to know. I know everybody would like to know what that means because I know once bring a table to a table because I want to know what. Break that down.
You
to me.
bring exactly what I offer and what you benefit from me. I need to benefit and I need to reap what you bring. It's the same thing. We have to be fit. Because you see, the thing that happens in relationships is because people say, oh, it's not 50-50. It should be 60-40 or whatever. No, I believe in this day and age that a relationship should be 50-50.
So you think a relationship is a transactional thing?
It should be both ways. But don't expect because I give you, I don't expect you to give me. But the way things are now, especially with social media, that like, okay, I could be home and I'm scrolling, because you sit on the toilet, you bullshitting, you pass.
See, that's the problem.
It's like reading a newspaper. You on
that's the problem. No, it's not reading a newspaper, but that's the problem. Well, it is.
Yeah,
I guess that's
you be on the toilet. You don't be on your phone. Bro.
I really don't like. Well, sometimes I do.
I'll be on
sometimes.
That's
sometimes though, but not all the time.
I'm Instagramming and TikToking when I'm. That's the most time I'm on.
That's
the
most
phone.
time you TikToking,
and I'm just looking at everybody and.
But see, sorry to cut you off, but see right there, I'm gonna say something right now. You see how you just there looking right now? Social media, bro. Social media is a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
It's a motherfucker. And that's the topic we're going to get into in a few because that's something that we want to speak about on social media and how it affects different people's relations. But we're going to get back to that. So hold that thought right there, right? You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you said everything is transactional, right? You think that you're saying that, and I agree with you. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I feel that if a woman, if two people get into a relationship, they have to bring something, of course, to the table.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it won't work.
It won't.
At this time of age, even before, I guess it was like that when the man used to go out to work and the mom used to stay home. It's not like that.
It's not like that no more. It's hard to be like that now. I mean, even if you really think about it,
economy-wise, it's not like that.
No, it's not.
It doesn't work.
It can't.
It can't.
You'll be finding yourself. You'll be killing yourself. But if you
will never be home.
All right. So I made the mistake in the relationship that I went into, that I was just giving everything, and I was just like, but I was fronting, because I put myself in a hole because I wanted to give.
But why? Why you felt that you needed to do that? Though?
I felt like, I don't know. I just felt
did they present something to you that you felt like, okay, I need to go above and beyond, not to lose this person.
I feel like I had to show off. I had to show you,
not to lose them,
so they can see that I'm. I guess I guess I went about it the wrong way, and most of us do, and some of us couldn't afford it, But then when you stop, and you be like, damn, I can't do that today, or I can't go out and spend $1,000 on a bag.
You show like materialistic stuff first.
Yeah, I can't do that next week.
But now, like, that isn't. At what point do you feel like you're enabling? Because now you now it's not even a transactional relationship anymore. Now you're feeding in. You're
a boss and she's the worker.
Or
if maybe that makes sense.
Or you basically, she's a juicer and you feeding all that into her, and she's just giving you a whole bunch of cup of bullshit after you feeding all your mental, your time, your work ethics, your the way you are. You're feeding that into her. All that's coming out her ass is just a cup of fucking bullshit because you're not getting what you want and back. So now, at what point do you feel like you're enabling her, and you say, I can't do this shit no more? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that's one of the downfalls? Like,
yeah.
That's what it is.
And you know what's crazy, bro? That once you say no, you see the difference. The shifts. Everything changes.
Yeah. But
You become useless now.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll throw you to the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to pick and choose. It's just about picking and choosing and being smart about the partner and the person that you
Or
decide to do things with.
do you feel like when you get into a relationship, you shouldn't fake anything and be real with everything, so everything could come out from the jump and say, you know.
But it won't. It won't. When you first date a woman, it's like an interview, and you guys are dating for the next couple months. You don't know that person.
Okay.
You don't know what skeleton she's got in her closet. You don't know the bullshit that she's
You don't,
dealing
but
with.
but why are you showing more than the person you
Because
are?
you're like,
If-
you know why? Because the last 3 girls I was dealing with, it was trash, and now this one looked good, and she got a fatter ass. So now I'm like, damn, yeah, I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna go show her that I could do this, and then you know what I'm saying, and you know, and I'm gonna be with her. And you're gonna appreciate it more coming out of from your heart. But then as soon as you start putting your hand back, like, yo, I can't do that. I gotta do this, and like, well, if you can't do it,
so now. Is it safe to say, or maybe you could give me your honest answer?
Yeah.
Would that be considered self-inflicted?
I think
at some point,
of course,
right? Like saying
that to myself, because you do that to yourself,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Because when somebody's expecting something from you, you have to be persistent with it. You got to be on time with it.
Yeah.
So now when you don't do something, it's like, yo,
Now you're the bad guy.
now
Now you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But that's like spoiling somebody.
yeah.
You basically spoiled them. You spoiled them with
But see,
everything you got.
But see, you can spoil, but a different way.
Yeah.
Not spoil them and give them everything and feel like I got it. I can do this. I feel like I can do this. I can treat you whatever you want. And then I'm over here like, damn, all right, let me keep this up. Let me keep this up. Now it's like when she's like, I can't. She already met you like that. You gave your first impression. They say the first impression is that guy. You feel me? So at that point, she goes, "Oh wait, hold on. He's that nigga." Like,
So he can.
he
if
okay,
I ask
cool.
for it, he's gonna.
So now you don't know if she's being fake. Now she can act like, oh, da 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 da, because she's getting bumped. She's taking, right? So now when she don't, now her true colors come out.
Yes.
But yeah, if you was to be you from the jump,
From the jump.
you know what I'm saying? We could go out, we could do things. I'm not overachieving myself to say I'm that guy when I'm really not.
You know what's
You understand? Like,
you want to know what's crazy, man? I was dealing with a situation that I just met her, and like I go to her crib and I stay over. She buys me a toothbrush. yeah, so I'm like, all right, bet. Like I just met her, so I got a toothbrush in the crib.
he's high, like I got the toothbrush. What?
For the clothes.
So the next week she hits me up and she's like, listen, I want to go to Walmart. You think you could take me and my friend? I'm like, yeah, sure, I could do that. So then a day before we was about to go to Walmart, I was gonna take her out there, help her out because I got the car and everything. I guess she wasn't driving. So then she was like, oh man, they took out $150 on my account, so I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
That's where it starts at.
Wow.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
That's the red signs.
So that's a flag.
That's a flag.
That's a flag.
Ultimate flag. And
Sorry.
It hasn't even been a month, and you already throw that out there.
Yeah. That's tough.
So I'm like,
That's
all right.
tough.
So then, what do you want? She's like, but we can still go. I don't want you to feel like. I'm like, yeah, but why would you even?
Go.
If you ain't want me
Why would
to
you even
feel
say that?
some
Like,
type of way. So then when
y'all girl.
yo, the day of, I was like, yo, I ain't going. I was like, I'm not going. And then she was like, oh, what you thought I was going to make you pay for my groceries? I'm like, listen, I don't know.
Defense mechanism right there.
Exactly.
Defense mechanism.
And then guess what happened?
Conscience.
She cut you off?
Cut me off completely. Block.
That's
Dog.
it.
You're a
That's
dog.
all right.
Get out of here.
You saved yourself.
Of course.
What?
You know
And
what?
that's yeah.
God made that happen, bro.
That was a life lesson.
And
Facts.
and so that flag I would have ignored probably a year ago or 2 years ago, and I would have went with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
Oh, this just happened? Recently?
It's a prior situation.
Prior, okay.
It's a prior situation.
Off Experience.
It's a prior situation.
hey.
You ever went out? Well, no, you both haven't went out because you're happily married. Both.
Yes, I am.
But
Yes,
I
we
know
are.
me and a few, guys probably tuning in right now. They went out with a girl and you like, damn, I only got $100 in my account. Let me take it to a spot that I know you can't go over 50.
Exactly. Of course I used to. My nigga, let me
Yo,
tell
you
you
can't
something.
go. Well, listen, check it
Bro.
out. You can't go over 50. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
You go to the spot. You order a beer. She orders a beer.
You counting the bread? You
And
counting?
so you already calculating in your head like, all right. But she don't know that. But you gotta put up that front like, yeah, I got this. But just
You see? That's
I
what
brung you to
I'm
a little
talking
hole-
about.
I brung you to a little hole in the wall spot for you don't get crazy.
That's some shit, boy.
You know what I'm saying? They only got 2 waitresses. There's only 1 cook back there.
Word.
How much
It
money
ain't
you
that
think you
bad.
gonna spend in
Yo,
there?
that sound like the spot that we was bouncing at, son.
Deadass, my nigga. It was some shit like that. Yo, bro.
Yeah, I remember that spot,
Yo.
bro.
Yo, crazy.
Shorty, you went. You
I
checked me a few
passed
times,
by,
right?
I passed by a few times.
Yo, Shorty opened the menu and she ordered, and I didn't even know these motherfuckers had lobster.
Stop.
They had lobster.
I
I didn't know they sell lobster.
Yo, listen, fellas, if you ain't got it, stop fronting like you do.
Stop
please.
it. Stop.
Females don't
Stop.
want extravagant things. Yes, they like it, but they want a real nigga. You understand? But I'm sorry, go ahead.
All
Like,
right, so she ordered the fucking lobster. That shit was like $40 something. So I'm like, damn. So the waitress come and ask me what I'm getting. I'm like, just give me 3 tacos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eating these tacos.
de pollo.
Yo, bro, and after all that, I paid 80
Plus
and I
tax,
was
plus tip.
and I had to leave the tip. No, I gave her $5 tip. She comes and puts $10 more. She was like, "Yo, how you gonna leave $5?" I'm like, "How you gonna order the lobster? You see me ordering 1 beer and 3
How you gonna order the
tacos.
lobster? How you gonna order the lobster?
How you gonna order the
Yo,
lobster?"
dude.
I told her,
Yo, that's
yo,
fucking
bro,
hilarious,
I'm
bro.
telling you. Yo, bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Yeah, the lobster. Yeah, stop
lobster,
playing,
son.
man.
But see, situations like that, it happens.
Yeah.
Nah, I do.
Because
I do.
I know a lot of guys that be telling me,
I know.
"Oh, I had to spend this much."
Bro.
And
I'm
But
gonna tell
we,
you
but
right
we
now.
set ourselves up.
I'm gonna tell you
man.
right now, son. 13 years, I still do that shit.
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
Nigga, I Googled to the most cheapest
Yeah.
restaurants, nigga.
Why not though? Like,
Why not, nigga?
if your partner, listen, if your partner goes against that, bro, honestly, like, yeah, after a while, you be like, yo, can you take me out to a good, nice restaurant? I understand that. We could juggle shit.
Yeah.
But if your partner has an issue with every time you taking them out to a Chinese buffet or Golden Corral or a Red Lobster or whatever the shit is, then that's an issue. I'm sorry.
That's
Listen,
another flag.
That's another
That's a
flag,
flag.
right?
That's a
Because
flag.
basically you can't accept what the simplest things in life, right? You want to go to Benihana's, you want to go to the city, go to these nice restaurants. They got the little swirls on the plates and all that shit. They got like $70 a plate, $100 a plate. We're not doing that.
Talking about, yo, I want to go to the city. Take me to the spot where they cook in front of you. I'm taking you to the halal truck.
Halal, nah. We go to hibachi spot. What you mean?
I
Go
mean,
to
I
halal.
like
You don't like hibachi?
I like the truck food.
Hibachi's
is
good.
I
Truck
like
food's good. I like dirty.
Truck food.
I
I
like
mean, but
dirty.
you said cook in front of you.
Yeah, but
They
Hibachi,
cook
bro.
in front of you in the truck. They
that's what I'm
just-
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I mentioned. It. They
Tec-
cook in front of you.
technically,
Yo, bro, there's a couple
technically.
trucks in the Bronx that you go in there and it's lit.
They cook.
What about halal? But we talking about halal. We talking about Japanese.
you-
It don't matter. It could be anything.
Or just anything they cook in front
Even
of
a
you.
taco spot.
Taco spot. I know a taco truck, bro.
Nah, taco
On
truck and
Southern-
White Plains. Nah, you wildin', bro. We can have a debate all day on that, bro.
Yo,
Like
fire.
that shit on White Plains right there, be like under the train. What?
Nigga.
White Plains.
All I know.
What?
All I know.
Anywho,
Yeah, nigga.
taco. I'm getting hungry. Talk about tacos and all that. Yeah, I'm wilding out, bro. But anyways, listen. That's what we talking about. Stop fooling these girls. Stop fooling these females that like y'all got it. Like y'all really about it.
I'm
y'all
broke.
spending all that shit. Like,
I'm broke.
you understand? Like,
Tell her straight up. Yo, I'm broke.
you know what I'm saying? You could do things, you know what I'm saying, but
Bro.
you don't have to over extravagant things to prove. And this is something that we had to acknowledge, that you see how the difference on he felt like he had to, you know, just do extravagant things to impress the female, right? To try to gain, right? Or get approval from them to say, like to feel me, like you know what I'm saying, like
or test the female. Take her out on the first date to a nice restaurant, right? Second date, take her to a nice common spot. See how humble she is. If she ain't humble, then I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
then she only cares about the glitter things.
How about I be like, yo, listen, I'm gonna cook you something at the crib.
That's even
Come
better.
over, I got some wine.
That's even better.
But
most women, but you know, just and you tell the girl put someone nice.
You know what I'm gonna go with too. I'm gonna go with how you meet them, and because if you meet them off of social media, off of a dating app or something. If they already going through your stories and they're going through your posts and they're like, all right, he do this and he do that, so he got. So they already got. They probably already got like a misconception, like, all right, yo, he's this way.
Yeah.
So when I meet him, I'm expecting to this person that I've been following, and I kind of got an idea of how
what
he
I'm
is.
getting myself into.
Yeah, I know kind of how he is. So,
but then again,
when they finally first meet you and in your pictures you look 6'1", and then when they meet you in person,
wait, no, hold on, wait, I'm sorry, no, you moving too fast,
Right.
Listen, that's one of the other topics we're gonna talk about. Don't
get me excited.
We moving too fast.
I get hyped.
Hold on, because that's one of the topics another topic that we got, you know what I'm saying, with the whole social media thing. We're definitely gonna touch on it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get it. Listen, okay.
Drink some water.
Woo! All right, listen, guys. So now, right, we're going to go into this segment real quick before we move into the topic, because it's getting spicy, it's getting juicy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's going to get crazy. But we're going to get into the high thoughts, you know what I'm saying? The high thoughts segment, all right? This is where we start talking about the things you think about when we high. You know what I'm saying? The things you eat when you high. The fucking things you do when you high. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna say one thing. If I could get high, because I can't, because I work, for the city.
No, listen. If you got a good job, do what you gotta
smoke. No, it's not worth it. But if I could,
it is worth it.
It'd probably be honey buns.
Honey bun?
Yeah, I think I eat honey with milk.
Honey bun with milk, yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah,
let's get into it. Go, like, keep going.
Oh, you don't like cereal, bro? Oh my god, bro.
Oh, that sounds good.
Any type of cereal.
Speaking of food.
So listen, right? So again, this is a segment that, like I said, that we talk about different things. I'm sorry to cut you out. Just talk about different things. The things that we eat while we high, the things we think about while we high, the things we even build while we high, the things we even do while we high.
All I know is I remember one time.
Get into it. Like, just get into it.
We was mass smack. Yo, you remember when Johnny lived on Bedford Park?
I remember that.
Yo, I remember we was mass smack one time.
Schmackety.
I'm talking about I was so smacked that everybody got up the couch like zombies. I remember we went to the kitchen.
Oh, we cooked something?
Niggas made a tuna melt. A tuna melt, if y'all don't know what that is.
Nah, but we had that on the last segment with the tuna melt.
Nah, did we?
Tuna melt?
Yeah, we had the tuna melt last segment, bro.
Shit, man.
Yeah,
I
we had it. We had
it.
he got high and he's still thinking about the tuna melt. That's how good it is.
Somebody gotta get him a tuna melt.
Somebody get him a tuna melt, because he's still thinking about that from the last episode. You know what I'm saying?
My mouth is watering about that.
Yeah, we definitely talk about the tuna
I don't even
melt.
remember the last time I ate a tuna melt.
Yeah,
I think it was in the Capitol. Remember the Capitol on Jerome Avenue?
The diner. The diner.
Remember that shit? That was the after hour spot.
Bro,
I do remember.
okay.
Remember the Capitol?
And
it's still there. It's still standing strong.
I got a story with a diner,
with the
right?
same fucking waitress.
I got a story with a diner, right? So, is it really?
Yeah, she's
you know what's
still
funny?
there.
I drove by and I was telling my wife, I was like, oh shit, look, the diner here. We used to come here every time.
Every
we used to get there, like, she's like, oh yeah,
time,
she's like,
bro.
because she's not from here, so
yeah.
she seems different. Like, yo, damn, really? Like, y'all was that? Like,
Yeah.
But you ain't know. That's when the hood. Like.
It's a landmark.
But listen, right? So, anyways, check it. So I go to Florida, right? One day, I drive down there because my mom lived down there, so I had to change the insurance down to. I had to change the registration, the license plates, and all that. Basically, register my car down to Florida to get cheap insurance. Sorry, right?
Typical.
Yeah, fucking New York.
Why typical?
That's the typical person that
That's
lives in
a
New
fucking
York.
New Yorker
Yo,
right
y'all
there.
do that shit out here.
Yo, bro,
you hit me and then you
That's
take
what we
calls.
call.
I'm saying though, because insurance is fucking expensive,
So
bro.
us
Like,
Spanish people, that's what we call a motherfucking trompa.
hey, listen, hey, right? So listen, right? So check it. So now I drive down there, 24 hours to get down there. Okay, cool. I'm tired. I get down there. What do I forget when I'm about to go register the car? The fucking title.
Wow.
I forgot it up here in New York. So, what we had to do, what I had to do, I had to buy a plane ticket because I'm only there for a week, bro. A week and a half, I think, something like that. Had to buy a plane ticket to take the plane back up here, and then had to buy a round trip to come, leave the next day, right? But the next day I was leaving at, my flight was like, I think like 7 in the morning, right?
Okay.
Cool. I went to the block, right? To my dad's house, to the block, chilled there. I said, fuck, I'm not gonna go to sleep. I'm about to chill with it, shut my flight. I fall asleep in the plane. Started burning. Boom, 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 boom. About to burn this shit, right?
Delay.
So I started burning crazy. I'm low. I go home. I go, you know what? Nobody's home. I'm about to catch a flight in a few hours. Let me go to the diner because now you said diner, so that story just boom, boom. So I'll go to the diner. My favorite shit in the diner, no lie, it's a waffle, a Belgian waffle deluxe. That shit better have ice cream and everything, bananas, strawberries, chocolate syrup, whipped cream. That shit gotta be crazy, right? So anyways, I go down there.
Gotcha.
I order that. I start eating. I'm looking like a fiend. I'm sorry. Like, I'm looking like a fiend. I'm like, I'm stuck because them shit is big. Yeah. So I'm like, they dozing off. I'm like, yo, I don't want to fall asleep because my flight's like in 3 more hours, 4 more hours. So I'm over here falling asleep in the diner. I'm high. I'm fucking. I was like, I lived up the block. So I go home. I said, fuck it, let me just sleep. Let me just lay down, watch TV, put my alarm on. Man, I missed the alarm. I missed my flight. I got up. You know how you get up and you're like, oh shit, like something just happened. Like you don't know what's going on, but you turn on that shit, sweating bullets and that shit.
You wake up startled.
You wake up super startled, bro. Like
You start sweating bullets.
man, I missed my flight and everything.
You see that shit on that post on Instagram?
I missed everything. Thank God. I promise you, thank God that he was with me because I called the flight. The airline that's after I missed that morning, I said, listen, man, I missed the flight. I overslept in that third. He goes, listen, let me check if there's another flight out. He goes, there's another one at 7 and change or 8 o'clock, something like that. If you can make it here, I'll put you in that flight. You don't have to pay anything. I said, say no more. Let's go. I jumped on a cab. Went to I think it was LaGuardia. I was going out of LaGuardia and jumped on a plane. But that was my high story. I got super high, you know what I'm saying? And I missed the flight because of that shit. But
Yeah, wow, dude.
you know what I'm saying? It was an experience too because I never took a plane to go from like one day to another. Like that shit felt like some bossy shit.
Isn't that like called like a red eye or some shit like that?
I didn't take a red eye.
What is a red eye?
A red eye's a midnight, like middle of the night.
They only come out in the middle.
It's the middle of the night.
They had a movie that came out.
Yes.
And the guy is trying to kill the girl or some shit.
Nah, I don't
What
know.
the fuck is that?
So, but that was my thing. Which it was a dope experience, but it was some fucked up experience because damn, the shit I had to go through, man.
You know what? Now that I think about it, before I got this job, I do got a story. I got a high story. Yeah.
Oh shit, I want to hear this.
But
Let's
I think
go.
I got this. You probably both are gonna know with. So I don't know if you guys remember when K2 first came out.
Oh,
Jesus.
shit.
When people was just rolling around butt ass naked in the street.
But that was before they fucked it up. That was when the K2 came in jars. It didn't come in those bags. It wasn't different weird ass names. It just hit the store. So, you know, I was like, yo, I'm gonna try it. So
You tried K2?
I tried K2.
Stop. Dead ass? Oh, I want to hear
tried
this for
K2.
sure.
I tried K2.
I definitely want to hear this.
Bro, the K2, you see, sometimes I know a couple people that hit different and they never came back from that shit.
I never dared to try that, bro.
I did.
That's crazy. I never dared to try that.
I was on that shit. So one time,
Do not try K2, please.
You can't. They don't sell it.
Oh, they don't sell it no more?
Nah,
Thank God.
it's
Like,
banned.
that shit was... Nah, but they do so... They be
Where?
selling some... Nah, I don't know what it is, but they do be selling some shit in the stores. Don't buy that. Whatever they got in those jars, don't be buying them shits in the store. Listen, man.
That shit is spice, bro.
I don't know what the fuck is that, bro. But anyways, go ahead.
So I smoked the K2. I rolled up a blunt of K2. I'm by myself. I'm in the crib, and I'm smoking it. And 1 second, another second goes by, and I'm watching a movie, and this guy hops out the TV.
Nah.
And he walks right by me.
Nah.
On everything. On God. And I'm like, I'm tripping.
Seriously?
He lied.
I swear to my kids.
He lied.
This nigga hopped out the TV.
He
bro.
lied.
Bro,
That's scary, man.
it was wicked. I never seen that. That was the highest I ever been in
Yo,
my fucking life.
you see, we come up with these stories, man.
And I
These
know
stories.
people got experiences with when you high, you see crazy shit when you high. Like you.
Some people hit different for sure.
Yo, bro, this nigga hopped out the fucking TV.
Nigga
bro.
said hopped out the
I'm
TV.
sitting on the
Like
couch
the-
and I'm high as
And he
fuck,
just walked by you.
and he just got out the TV and was like,
Like the ring.
Where did he go?
Nah, nigga, you wild.
I'm telling you, bro.
And you just stood there?
He
I
went
was
that
high.
way.
I was high.
He went that way.
I didn't know what to do.
He looked at him just.
I was like,
Did he do one of those?
nah. He just got up and he's just like,
He didn't do one of those.
he was like, it was a part of the movie.
He just
Like,
glide. He just glided like.
He's just he stuck his fucking leg out the TV
That's
and then he
crazy.
came out and he hopped out, bro. Real talk. And that was that was the K2. That was bro.
That was the K2.
That
See, that's why I
K2.
don't fuck with K2, yo.
Yo, bro.
Nah, man.
Yo, I know this one girl. She smoked some K2, bro, and I
never
feel
came
bad
back?
because I gave it to her and she never came back.
You gave it to him?
I gave her K2. I introduced her to the K2, bro. She never came back.
God bless her soul.
I don't know where the fuck she's at, what bridge she's under, where
Oh
she's
my
sleeping,
God.
what box she's slipping in.
Yeah,
She probably
bro.
came off of it.
I hope God willing she did, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I got hope. I got
God willing,
faith.
yeah. God willing she did, bro. Like
We should look for her. We should.
you even know who she is? Like
I don't even know.
I,
her name.
like
I was working with her one day. We on break. I'm like, you want to try this? She was like, all right, sure. Boom, gone.
nah, chill.
Never came back. Then it was like, oh, yo, you got some. Yo, I
Nah,
swear
for real?
to God, bro.
Nah, see,
Like
listen,
that shit really happened, bro.
please learn from this. Do not give nobody some things
Bro.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to live with that at this point now. Like
I mean,
So that's my experience.
so,
That's
all
my-
right,
that's
so
my
so
line.
so what's up? You where we at, John? You got something?
yeah. I seen the.
Besides the tuna melt, you did say the tuna melt last week, bro. Come on, bro.
Nah. I seen I checked out the Super Bowl. You check out the Super Bowl performance by Rihanna?
Yes, I did.
Let me put you on.
Let me guess. You was high when you was.
I was
but
smacked. All right.
What about the Super Bowl?
Rihanna's performance.
Okay.
All right. The theme behind it, a lot of people, "Oh, you know, she didn't do nothing. We wanted the old Rihanna back, blah, blah."
The theme. You said the theme. Like okay.
I'm not mad. Excuse me. If y'all really realize, right, during her performance, the white dudes that's dressed up in white, the puffy dudes, right, the way they dancing, she's the only one in red. Those are sperm cells, and she's the egg. Think about it. I'm gonna fuck everybody's head up right now. son.
What?
Yeah, I was looking at it, right. The way she was dancing, right, whack, 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 and you see all the little sperm cells is dancing around her. There was even a part where they all dancing like, showing her like that, and then she's rubbing her belly. So it's basically like introducing.
So what? The sperm is like
Yeah,
moving
and then
into
there
her
was
belly?
one part where one of the sperm cells jumped out of the group, and he was walking towards her on stage on the fallopian tube, right? Boom, check it out. Yeah, the stage was the fallopian. Nah, the stage was the fallopian tube. If you look at it, because it was a long rod, and then they see these little spots where the little decks was built up at, right? And then they got to it, right? When he got into the egg, and that's when she rose up, shine bright like a diamond. And that's when she rose like the Lion King, the Lion King movie when they with that shit right there.
Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna fuck everybody head up with that. From now on, look at the performance and tell me if I'm not lying or not. I guarantee.
I mean,
you
I guess she was in red, but what is the red symbol though?
I thought it was
It's an egg.
I thought it was
The red is egg.
Yeah, it's an egg.
Is it-
I thought it was demonic. Everybody was talking about.
No, Sam Smith was demonic.
He was in red too.
That's
And
different.
But why do you? Let me ask you.
I don't. Yo, listen.
Why do you feel like it was demonic?
Everything is.
Are you following society and what they say?
I'm following. I think social media got me by the balls right now because I
Get
cannot
out
stop.
of there. You
Yo,
get out of the mix.
it's crazy.
All right, wait.
I'm looking up at the sky more than what I did before because of what they've been saying and what's going on, and
We been had UFOs.
I'm mad. I'm so paranoid, and I'm looking up to see if there's.
That's
gonna
another
be
thing
a
you be thinking
fucking
about, bro.
nuke
Like
going
when it's
Yo,
fucking
I be
the
paranoid.
fucking
I'm
UFOs
telling
and
you.
shit. Like
Yo, you don't look up at the sky and be like, damn, when this shit.
Do you wait? Let me ask you something. You say that. Do you like look up and say, yo, I want to experience that?
No, I'll be like, I hope that shit don't happen right now.
So why do you keep looking at? Why do you keep looking at the sky?
Because the way social media
you feel like it's just gonna hover around.
It's just gonna hover, or a fucking nuke is gonna come
I believe
down
it, like
me too, bro.
I believe it, bro. Like, I believe it.
Like, and I don't want to be. I feel like I don't want to be away from my family if that was to happen, because you never know what's gonna happen. And the way social media just,
it's true,
like, takes you away, bro.
It's
like,
true, because like the other day I was watching War of the Worlds.
I believe it.
War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
That was
man.
You think that's true?
But look at the way because when the movie came out, I was a little younger, so all I was thinking about was just these big ass monsters coming out of nowhere. So I didn't really care about the whole plot of the movie.
But you didn't think it was real, or?
Nah, I mean, I didn't care for it. I just thought like, oh shit, you got these big ass monsters killing people and just making them turning into ashes. But I seen that shit like recently as an adult, like as a now, bro. I'm looking at him like, get the fuck out of here. Imagine that way happening now, son. Like,
nah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I'm not saying that that won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I don't believe there is other life in other planets, universes, because there's no fucking way that we are the only living things in planet Earth. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like, if anybody else believes that, that's your belief, but I don't believe that.
all right, so this is what.
Definitely
so this is what I
extraterrestrials
this is the
out there.
information that I gotten off of social media, the news. So there's life forms thousands and thousands and trillions years away from us, right? So why would they come down here and let us just shoot them down and not do nothing?
So you think those are decoys, like?
Who knows?
Yo, my wife showed me some shit yesterday, bro. Like, they were like, literally, that shit was like
hovering, but
just
who
hovering,
knows?
bro.
And if they are, like, what are they waiting for, and what's gonna happen?
But you think you don't think there's just aliens walking amongst us? Like, I be thinking about that shit. Like you be saying, like, yo, like
the reptilians.
No, they just human form.
Like
human form.
You ever seen the movie with Roddy Piper? Old school movie. That the only way you can see their true alien form is if you wear some type of shade.
I know what you're talking about.
Man, look, that right there.
But that's what I'm saying. They are in human form.
Or now you look at now you go back, if you watch the movie Men in Black now, and you're like, yo.
Prime example. There you go.
That was just
there you go.
That could be.
That's crazy.
But let me tell you, look at Total Recall.
Yeah.
Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger with the little robots and all that shit right now. Look at the IA, whatever this shit is called, like the tech and all that shit is getting crazy.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So I know we be getting high, we be thinking about this like that, but the shit you be thinking about this shit, it be true. It be true. It's out here. So do not, you know what I'm saying? So with that said, listen, this is a segment of high thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, next, you know what I'm saying? We gonna tune in to another episode of it next week. But these are the type of things we think about. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, what we do when we high, right? So moving on to the next topic with going to what you were saying earlier, right? I was saying hold that thought so we could run back right back to it with social media, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now, do you feel like social media is altering people's relationships?
I think so.
Or can it alter it? Like,
well,
you know
now
like,
when we say altering, now we got to look at it at different perspectives. Now, social media can do for the better. It can do for the better, for the worse. It can manipulate. It can duplicate. It can love. It can hate. It can build. It can destroy. So you just got to make sure that what you're doing is what you're doing for social media. Like if you're looking for love, God bless you. That's like going to a bar and you picking whatever you see that's on the way, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But if you're doing it for business, then that's different ways. You're doing different contents and different ways of making money.
So,
like
but that wasn't the question though. So the question that he asked was, does social media, basically what you're trying to say, does it ruin a relationship?
No, that's what I said.
Does it alter a relationship for sure?
Because that right there, I believe, from my experience, it does. It ruins relationships. You know why it ruins relationships? Because you're competing on the low. Because
I heard that somewhere.
On the low because say if I got a girl and I see him and he's taking his wife out to another country and I'm like, damn man, I I gotta do that too. So now I'm inside of me, I'm competing or whatever. Or then if I'm scrolling and I got my girl next to me and I go home and I'm looking at all these girls and all these, shaking their ass and all these new trends that's going on, I'm liking it and you're fantasizing them. When you got your lady right there, I feel like when you're in a stable, strong relationship, you've been gone all day.
Yeah.
You haven't been with your person all day. So that time when you're home, you should be, dedicating that time to your loved one. To ask her, hey, how your day's been? Not sitting in front of the TV and both of y'all going through your phone and you're just like, yeah, so you saw that? That's basically how 9 times out of 10 relationships are. There's very few relationships.
There's a lot of
but that's when I said, it can build and it can destroy. Because that right there, that can be a love language to certain people.
But wait, what do you mean like a love language? Like
it can be a love language like where I'm on my phone and now you're on your phone, but now we can communicate.
Y'all feel connected behind that?
Still in the same space. No, I'm serious.
No, I can see that, but that's bad.
So now, for instance, now, like, I feel more comfortable if, like, some people will feel more comfortable if their loved one is next to them, right? And they'll go through the social media and still have a certain conversation with them and still be like, yo, look at this shit. Oh, look at this chick.
But exactly. But now that, right, look at this chick. It goes to the sense like, what are we talking about now? Are we talking about like just having a conversation, or are we talking about like other people and watching other shit? Like,
no, we're having a conversation. No, we're not relating to this person. We're not relating to these couples or nothing. We're just having a conversation of what they're doing. Now, when you're stepping into that relationship,
maybe having like a productive conversation. Like,
well, you can have a productive conversation. Like, it depends on what you're at right now in the state of mind. Like, for instance, right now, I've been going to the gym a lot lately, right? So I've been trying to build myself, encourage myself to continue doing it, So I go through these videos on Instagram, but I don't look at a person and be like, oh my God, look at this person's, I look at it and be like, yo, look at the way this person is working out. Look at the aspects of how they got to where they at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look at this. Yeah. Like, for instance, for a quick story, like, I was showing my wife a video of a woman on a runway, right? I wasn't showing her because of what she was wearing. I wasn't showing her because of the way she looked. I was showing her because the way the woman was carrying herself, the way she built herself, the way she is, and the way she could show the world. And the reason why I mentioned that is because we brought up a conversation of how women are now out in the world expressing themselves through body language and telling them, look, I can handle this. You know what I'm saying? Like, the situation I'm in, I'm good. For instance, with the girl in the walkway. She walks to the end of the walkway, she struts herself and just throws her whole, I got this, and walks back. Now, what y'all think is whatever y'all think. You know what I'm saying? But I know I got this. I took control of this whole situation. Now, when I leave this room, they're still going to talk about me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's confidence. You're building confidence in yourself.
Basically.
Yeah.
So that's how I tell, so when.
Yeah, but, I mean, all right, cool. So then.
So real quick, I'm sorry. I don't say that to say where I'm telling my wife where, I want you to look at or certain way like this. And I'm not doing that. I just want her to show her that most women, like my wife is like that. She shows, when my wife is in the room, she shows her confidence. She knows how to carry herself. She's not quiet.
Yeah.
When she wants to say something, she'll let people know what it is. Yeah. And, so I try to tell my wife, look, a lot of women, I love that a lot about most women like you do the thing. You know what I'm saying? And most men don't see that about most women. They look at it like, she's too strong for me.
No, well, that's a weak man. That's a weak man. He is unsure by himself. That's all that is. A man that's unsure by himself is gonna feel like that woman is too much for me. She just over exceeds me. Like I will never add on be her level and all that.
But you see, you got what, 13 years, right? So that's a mature, aged, well relationship. In a relationship under 5 years, that wouldn't be interpreted that way. I don't think. I don't need a woman to show me a dude that's working out or you don't. I wouldn't take it that way because we're still working on us. So,
but to be honest with you, even at 13, like I mentioned to my brother here, most relationships, if you really think about it, break it down in chapters, right? The first 5 years, like you said, you're getting to know the person, right? The next 5 years, you already know the person. So now you
got 10 years.
So now you got 10 years in. Now, after that decade, you're starting a brand new chapter, a new decade, a brand new way. Now, what is there left? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is there left after that 10 year? See, now, exactly. So now where I'm at, after being 13 years, we're evoluting ourselves now to building a much more secure future.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. To where if something was to happen to me, something was to happen to her, we're working that kink out now as just in case. And then, of course, we're working on trying to get a house and this, that, and the third. But there's other things that we're trying to do now since we passed that 10-year mark. So now we're working on our future endovers. You know what I'm saying?
So I got this rule, right? I was telling a lot of people about it. So there's a 5-year rule. I believe that we should, with guys who are dating and meeting people, you should put it in play, because off of my experiences, jumping into something so quick, like you said earlier, that's very bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I used to be impulsive. I would react off emotion.
Okay.
And that's something, as a man, as you age, you learn how to control. And I'm controlling it now at 37.
Yeah.
With 3 kids.
Never too late.
And that's okay.
Never too late.
That's okay.
So the 5-year rule is this. You meet a woman, you date her 2 years. All right? You live in your place, she lives in her place, or whatever. Then the next 2, when it's serious after the 2 years, because you'll know after the 2nd year, like, okay, there's something here, there's potential here. Let's see what we could do for me. Let's move in together. Because then those next 2 years, you're gonna learn the person for real. You're gonna know who that person is. If that person is clean, or she's dirty, or she farts, or she snores, they're gonna know. So then after the 5th year is like, okay, I dated you for 2 years. We paid bills.
I mean, does it matter if she farts or anything? Like, a person farts and shits. Like,
yo, I don't know, because
they gotta expect that, right? Like,
I went on vacation. with a woman, and
I mean, not it blatantly funny.
No,
but
I would feel like you gotta control
my guts ain't fucking my shit.
You gotta control that. You can't.
No, but listen. But the whole thing is now, right? Does social media actually? Like, are you competing with different relationships when you're in a relationship and say, okay, cool. If I'm in a relationship, your partner she looks how she looks. She as bad as you feel like she as bad as, right? But yet you are looking at social media and you go, okay, damn, this shorty look better than, shorty look good. This and that.
But that's when you look at it and you got to realize and ask yourself, how strong is your relation?
No, which is fine. Which is dope. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, how, does it actually like just messes up, like, because you're competing with a lot now, right?
I mean, I would think
you could back in the days there was no competition like that, right? I forgot where I heard this from. Like, they were like that. Oh, I think Boosie said this, right? Like that. He goes, oh, back in the days you competing with your partner's competing with just the guy at work and the guy at the grocery store or something, like, right? Now it's like they competing with Tom, Dick, and Harry and all this extra shit. But no pun intended. But
Harry,
outside, right?
Now
like,
you gotta deal with this shit inside.
Everywhere. As soon as you open your phone, it's there.
You know what was crazy? I was talking to some girl the other day, and I'm she's there next to me, and I opened up my phone. I forgot.
It was straight on Instagram.
Guess what popped up? Fucking Pornhub popped up. Yo, I was like, damn, man.
I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with that.
Whose phone was it?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Whose phone? My phone.
There's nothing wrong.
That's what matters.
There's nothing wrong with that. But she probably looked at you like, yo.
She was like,
the fuck?
And the shit that was on it was crazy. You're Spanish and it's Chinese. I went to China.
You went to China.
Yo, she looked at my shit like.
Nah, but
I'm like, yo,
that's hilarious.
That was a pop up or something.
Nah, that was a pop up.
Nah, but that's the shit though, right? Like, that's the shit though. Like, is it really hurting a lot of? Because honestly, I think you have to be very strong to be out of social media. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I have my shares. I'm gonna put it out there. I have my shares. I have my issues with with those type of things, right? Because it's a big platform, is something that is just out there, broadly out there, right?
I mean, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? So, but do you, like, you come to a point that you got to be stronger than what that is, right?
Yeah.
Because you clearly understand that that's not getting you nowhere. You understand? Like, if you have a partner, if you have a life, if you have something beautiful going on, right? Why mess that up behind something that is a facade, something that is not real?
But
because let me tell you, social media is not that's a highlight reel.
But isn't it
everybody puts their highlight reel?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. But isn't it like, I don't know, man, because isn't it like, can it be encouraging?
What do you mean? What's that?
All right. Like you see a couple and they doing their thing and you're like, all right. But you're not competing, you're not looking at it like a competition. You're just like, all right.
But
so now you're like, that now is encouraging me to trying to work a little bit more harder.
That could be.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can take that
you know
that way.
I'm saying?
That could definitely be. I don't want to speak on it like it's all negative, of course.
Yeah.
But the mindset is that right there. Is having the mindset to say, okay.
You see, like you said, you and your wife, you guys got a strong relationship. So you guys wouldn't take it the way somebody under 5 years or dating.
But we always still continue got to keep working on it for sure. Like,
because relationships are hard work.
It's always a job.
And I commend both of you because every day that you're with your loved one, it's always a brand new day. You gotta just like everything in life that you do.
It's a job. It's work.
Yeah, you gotta put in work. It's hard work to stay together.
That's why whenever somebody says, when I retire, I won't be working anymore, my nigga, you're gonna still be working. You're working on your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your kids, your grandkids, your aunt, your uncle, health.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
You're still working.
you're
At
still
the end of the day, you're still working. So that to say that is, you're still gonna put in that work.
And let me tell you, even with experience as myself, like I continue sometimes to struggle with things like that, right? Like we're not all perfect. I struggle with things like that. I don't want to sit up here like say I never have my issues. I may not still have my issues at some points, right? We always still growing at some point too. You always elevated, you're growing, right? But it's just understanding that understanding the bigger picture of what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, everything is a facade, so look at it in a positive way.
Yeah, always in a positive way.
You know what I'm saying? Look at everything in a positive way. Everything is not always green on the other side. And if you feel like it is,
it's fake.
Then, hey, that's your choice to take, right? You know what I'm saying? That's your choice to take. Not everything's greener because everything is being mirrored as a fucking paradise.
So true.
You know what I'm saying?
So true.
It's being mirrored as a paradise. So that's just I don't know. That's just my take on it. And I feel like, algorithms are real as well. So talking about social media, the more things that you search for, it's the more things that pop up at your thing. So you won't be in a toxic space of looking at all these things.
So
because
no wonder when I go like on my, what is that? When you go through and you see all these.
The explore page?
Okay. So no wonder all my explore page be fire-ass girls.
Because that's what you look. Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm liking.
There you
I
go.
was always wondering, why is it only that?
And it's going to keep you there. So now your mentality is saying that like, oh, damn.
She got to look like this. She got to look like this.
Bingo.
She got to look like this.
At the end of the day, these things right here have a memory.
And that,
just like
it's
us, we have a memory.
Crazy. I'm telling you, bro. And I'll be like, yo. And then you go outside and you're like, but she don't look like that.
Yep.
And she don't look like that.
That's facts.
I'm like, yo, what? But she look like. Quick story. Okay, we got time?
No, go ahead. So we here.
All right, so I met a girl off of social media. Since we're touching on social media, man, on social media she was beautiful. Angles hit crazy.
Y'all guys in a relationship, pay attention because
angles hit crazy. We was FaceTiming, but it was the angles that she was hitting me with. It was amazing. So she was like, "I'm gonna fly you out to Florida.
Gotcha.
Come to Orlando, stay with me for a couple of days." I'm like, "I bet." So I ain't booked nothing. She booked my flight. She said, "I don't need a car.
Oh, she tricked you
I got
out?
somewhere to stay." So basically, she paid for everything.
She tricked them out.
So I was like, you know what? I'm excited. She's fly.
Blew this nigga out.
Cuban joint. I went out there. As soon as I got off the plane, she pulled up, and I looked. I'm like, "Who are you?" Yo, I'm like, all right, let me. So her voice sounded the same, but it didn't match with the person who I was dealing with.
Like that.
Like just like that. As soon as I sat down. Yo, bro, when she got out the car, we went to go eat. I gave her a hug to introduce myself properly.
How you felt when Wait, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
Alright, so
I don't even know how.
when I gave her a hug, it was like body armor. Like she had the ill faja on. Like you couldn't even get a knife through that shit.
Wow.
Yo, bro, I turned my head while she's driving, bro. She had like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Nah, stop,
It was
bro.
crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I'm sorry.
It was,
Stop.
and I'm looking at the pictures through social media. I'm like, this is not the person who I was talking to for the
You got
past.
catfish?
That was. If y'all tuned into last week's episode, go check out last week's episode with the whole catfish. Look right there, prime example. You see?
I tuned
so
in.
we talking. You
when I tuned in last week,
you see that shit?
I was like, yo, that it hit home.
It hit.
I was like, yo, that really happens.
Catfish is real. Catfish is real. Tune into episode 1. Tune into episode 1.
Well, we said this is off experience. It's off
It's
experience.
all for the experience. So I was stuck out there. And
Got you.
I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, yo, this person just lied to me, man.
So you was disappointed.
I was hurt. I was molested.
Oh.
But don't make fun of it because I was really molested. I was forced.
No
to drink.
judgment.
I was forced to drink alcohol.
Oh wow.
Nah, don't say that.
I was
Come on,
forced,
bro. Don't say that.
I was forced to eat.
You wasn't forced to do nothing.
I
You was at your
I was-
own will,
I was
bro.
stuck. There was no.
You
way
was
to
at
go.
your own will.
There was nowhere to go.
But you got a choice, bro. You had a
Go
choice.
where?
What you mean go? You don't. You can't.
tried to
you
escape.
couldn't. Hold up. You couldn't take a plane right back to home. Or you was just that cheap to not trying to buy a ticket and
She
say,
had
fuck
control
it.
of everything,
What you
bro.
mean?
Wow.
You lying. You lie. What you
I was
mean,
stuck
bro?
for
Like,
3 days, bro.
you wanted to be stuck for 3
Yo,
days.
Yo, shout out to whoever lives
He
in
wanted
Florida.
to be stuck for 3 days.
If you live in Florida, it's dry out there. It's flat.
Is it?
It's flat.
I love Florida.
I saw so many. What are those big ass iguanas? Or what?
Nah, I love Florida, bro. Like,
Bro,
shout out to Florida,
Nah,
man. I love Florida.
They got Cuban restaurants everywhere.
All right, so
There's drive.
bro, hold up. First of all, don't be mad at Cubans now because you had a bad experience with a Cuban, bro.
Horrible experience.
Come on, bro. Cuban food is fucking awesome, bro.
Horrible.
Exactly. You know,
I
you're
agree.
trying to blame Cuban people
I
now
agree.
because of this
I
shit.
agree.
You had a bad social media experience. Period.
All right. So that happened to me on social media. So people lie on social media and they put up a front and they're not.
It's
really
a facade.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. I mean,
You know what? You know what's one thing too that. Listen, I be watching these videos that, and I don't want to say ugly people, but there's always somebody for somebody. I just want to make that clear, right? I don't want to be apologetic and be in that space. Like I'm saying, but females change their appearance, right?
Of course.
They look one way, and then it ends up being that the next morning. I mean, you look at the video and go, oh damn, okay. Right? So now if you're a single person, right, you handle your business, you see her, you go, damn, all right, bad. Wake up the next morning, everything is off. Eyelashes off, wig is off, makeup is off. She got whiskers on her face and all that, bro. That's deceiving, bro.
But you know,
That's deceiving, bro.
you know, you could sue her for that.
You can't sue her.
Can you?
Yeah.
How you could sue
Can
her
you?
for that?
Okay, thank you.
Where
If
is
you
the
can,
paperwork?
I don't know.
It's the
I don't
same
really
way.
know.
They owe me money.
It's the same way.
You woke up with a few people like
They owe
that?
me money.
It's the same
Of
way.
went
course
through
I
this one?
did. Of course I did.
It's the same way. It's the same
Beautiful
way.
girl, everything, bro.
It's the same
I wake
way-
up, black spots all over her face, everywhere. I'm like, who the
All right.
I'm like,
So let me ask you a question.
Nah, you see, that's what I'm saying,
Can you sue Starbucks for saying that they got acai berries in their drinks when they really don't?
I mean, is that considered? I don't know. I don't know.
Can. Some lady did.
Can
sue
you?
them
So
for
why are they putting that out there then?
that. Because they're the stupid people that actually try to do that. If you really look into the
Somebody sued them already like that for
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
So now, if you really look into certain things like that, right? Like the woman, like you said, the next day she takes off everything, no makeup, no nothing. That's false advertisement. So now
No, they got. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
now you're perceiving to me at the beginning
That is
you-
false advertisement,
You're
for sure.
giving me something that I want and that I can actually pay for because you pay for pussy all the time. Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. When you take a woman on a date, you're paying
Yeah.
for pussy. You know what I'm saying?
However y'all want
At
to
the end
take
of
it
the
or
day,
put it in whatever words. Yeah.
you're still paying for it at the end of the day. It don't matter. So that right there alone, you know, now you go home, you take them home, you sleep with them, you do your thing, you're like, damn. And the next day you wake up first. You wake up, she turn around, she got that fail face. Ugh. Now you're like, oh shit, who the fuck is this? You call the cops, you're like, yo, I just woke up next to somebody I don't even know. You could press charges.
That's what I'm
This is a
saying,
stranger.
bro.
I'm telling
That's
you,
what I'm
bro.
saying. You should
Fellas,
be able to press charge for
can.
real. You
I'm
should be able to
telling you.
sue because these they deceive it, bro. It's
Some
deceiving,
dude
bro.
did it in India. Some dude did it in India. He slept with some chick. She had the whole full blown makeup. Next day she woke up. She looked straight up different. Nigga straight up went to court. I'm suing this chick. Oh, for what? Defamating in the character.
Defamation of character. Yeah.
Defamation of character right
Yeah,
there.
facts.
You're personalizing yourself somebody that you're not. And you're selling it to me? Nah, dog.
Yeah.
I'm suing you, son. It's not what I paid for.
That's the shit, bro. So listen, right? So the moral of the story on that one is just listen. If you just into social media or you're in a relationship and you feel like your relationship's going bad, it's going wrong, or something like that, it might be. I'm not gonna sit here and say that everything is perfect. Like it might be, it might not be. I don't know. There's something you gotta figure out. But if it's not worth it, if you feel like the other side of the fence is greener, you know what I'm saying? Because you're watching all these things on social media and everybody's just showing their highlight reels and everything, right? Like just posting everything that's beautiful to everybody's on vacation, everybody having a lovely thing. They posting up, I love you this, I love you that, but yet behind closed doors, they fucking arguing and all that shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Everything could be, you could be fooled by all this stuff, right? Don't feel like things are what it seems to look like, okay? You know what I'm saying? The thing is right now is being truthful to yourself, right? And really accepting the wrongs on you and stating, okay, do as much as you think you can do or you should do to be right with yourself, right? And if some shit is bad, then it's bad. Then you gotta walk away. You gotta walk away. It is what it is. But don't let social media determine what you do or you know what I'm saying, or what you believe, right?
Exactly.
So that's the thing. So right, so.
Or you be like me, you be just looking up at the sky waiting for the fucking UFO to come down and take you up.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's what I've been doing.
And don't be rushing in to relationships because you see like, damn, shorty's bad. I need me something like that. Right?
That's the worst.
You know what I'm saying? So now, right? So this leads me to like, this is going to be like the final topic, right? Like it leads me to something that I just want opinions on this, right? And just perspectives on it, right? And I want to talk about like submissiveness, right? Right? Like, yeah, listen, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, right? Like, can you be submissive, right? Or should you be submissive to a partner?
All right.
Or what does submissive mean to you? Better question. Both of y'all, but you go first.
That's a good question. Submissive, submissive would be more to me like, I wouldn't say controlling, but more like I don't know, honestly.
Nah.
Yeah, it's.
you want to tell the thing? I'll bring it over here.
Yeah.
What do you feel submissive?
To be too submissive or to be.
What is submissive?
What do you feel? What do you feel submissive to you?
Submissive could be
like,
all types of ways.
Do you take submissiveness as a good thing, a bad thing?
It could be good or bad.
It could be good or bad.
If you're too submissive, then you soft. But if you got,
you feel that?
There's
you feel
a
that?
fine line.
You feel that if you're too submissive, you soft.
Yeah, because if you're a yes man, to everything. Then
so is that what you interpret of submissiveness?
I take that as, I'm not taking it as do you mean it like in a sexual way?
In any way.
All right. Anyway. So I'm taking it as
what's the interpretation behind
you're
it?
a yes man.
Yeah.
Now being sexual and being open to things, that's like being submissive. Then
being choked on.
Yeah, that I'm all for that. But if you submit to your partner all the time, that's what right.
That's what basically what it means.
You're submitting. Like, okay, you got it. Sure. Whatever you say goes.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you want to.
No, okay.
Right, so that's how I'm taking it.
Okay, no, right. So I want to think on that, right? Because I want to elaborate on that. Like, it's not like whatever you say goes, because being submissive doesn't mean you don't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it takes away from you having a voice.
Okay.
But it puts you in a space that you're giving yourself to your partner, but that your partner understanding how to handle the situation.
Yeah, but Johnny,
you understand?
But at what point do you lose yourself in that though?
But that's the thing. At what point you lose yourself? But that's when it becomes in a bad way, because a submissiveness should come from love. It should come from acceptance of love, right? Mm-hmm. It should not become of something that like I said to him, that you lose your voice, because when you lose your voice, that's when it becomes being taken advantage of.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
When you lose your voice, that's it. You're done.
You're done. And
Right?
you can't get it back.
You can't get it back.
Yeah, there's no way of
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you allow your partner to be for you, then you allowing it, right? Without, for example, right? Let's just analyze the word submissive, right? Sub, right? What does sub means? Sub means under, underneath, right? Right? So now, what does mission mean?
To do something.
To do something, to go upon a journey, a thing, right? So now you're under a mission, right? Being submissive, you're under a mission. So you under a mission to be there for your partner,
Okay.
right? Doesn't mean that it has to be in a bad way to say, again, to lose your voice, but yet you be submissive to embracing the love, because that'll bring more of a more comfortable.
See, now when you break it down like that, you educated everybody now, because you broke it down like you even put me onto that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was good. The whole submissive shit. Most people don't look at it like that though. Most people would look at it like if nobody would have known what you just said right now, then they would have been taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now, I might have a voice, but still they won't give me that love and submit themselves to me or accept me for who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they're going to get advantage of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the way you said that was really that was really point on, bro. Like I never really looked at the word submissive the way you just broke that shit
You know what I'm
down
saying?
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
No, like you really, like you're under a mission. Like I never really thought of it that way.
I didn't think of it like that.
Like I never really thought of it like you're under a mission to care and love and make sure that your partner submits themselves for that. You know, like that's different. You know, now that you said it that way, I look at it, you know, my relationship totally different.
You giving it with love.
So
Yeah.
now,
Your partner accepting it with
so
love.
now I'm looking
right?
at submissive like, okay, so
Not a bad thing.
I could be submissive, but you still care about my voice.
Of
Yeah.
course, for sure.
Like you still
For sure.
want to, like you want to be like, so babe, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Like I want to do this, but I want to know how you feel about it.
Give me your opinion.
So nine
Right,
times out of 10,
right.
you don't get that.
Right,
Now it's
right.
we're gonna do it this way,
And that's
if it's
it.
not gonna
Right.
happen, then I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And-
Forget about it.
And
I
reading
don't
the
wanna-
room at that. Reading the room. Let's say you in a
now I
sexual
take it-
space,
now
right?
I learned
Like,
that now today.
you know what I'm saying? Like you in a sexual
See,
space.
That's what I'm saying. Like not
Now I
knowing
know.
what you broke down.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to know that what he broke down, like the word submissive, like if you really look at it the way he broke it down, sub meaning under, missive meaning mission, you know, like look at that. And then you're under a mission, just interpret that way, and you start realizing like in any aspects of life.
Any aspect.
You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta submit myself.
What is your relationship based on?
Yeah.
What is your relationship based on?
Because
right?
remember
Like-
when you asked me at the beginning of the whole topic, what do you think submissive is? And I told you I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that you broke it down, I'm actually seeing it like, you know what? You're fucking right, dude. Like being submissive is actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
It could go both. It goes both ways.
Yeah, because now when we look at submissive, I looked at it like choke, hold. You know what I'm
like
saying?
sexual?
Yeah, you know, bondage, BDSM.
I mean,
It
type
could be
shit.
that way too.
It
though.
could be. It could
No,
be.
It could be. But
that
I
way
didn't look at it.
But
the
you look
way
at it one
he
way,
did.
like-
you know, I only looked at it on a lane where my
It sounds like that though. Like
Yeah.
you submissive or you wanna.
Exactly.
The word itself sounds powerful.
But
Like,
when you
oh,
say
this
it-
sounds degrade. Like, oh, you submissive yourself.
Submissive,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you
but
lower
now,
your
how do you-
standard. Like you
But now,
lower it.
but now,
Yeah.
if you look at it now, you start thinking like, you know what? But we use that word every day. Like submit this,
We submit
submit,
to everything.
submit yourself, submit this application.
We submit to. There
You know what
go.
I'm saying?
There
Stuff
you go.
like that. That makes you wonder, like, yo, we actually submit
Yeah.
ourselves in situations like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. My
Yeah,
nigga.
I
Like,
agree.
you
I
really
like
blew my
that.
fucking
Good job.
mind with that one. son.
No, it's true because you submit to everything, but it's just the way you look at it, the perspective
Yeah.
of how you want to look at
Yeah.
it. You
Good
know
job,
what I'm saying? You got to read the room. Read the room. If you're having sexual whatever the case is, you read the room. If your partner gives herself while you want a certain thing, whatever the case is, she's being submissive to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Read the room. It doesn't have to be
So
a
it's
bad
like,
thing, right?
So say like if there's a party or something, right? And we go to a gathering, like a family, like Thanksgiving. You know, like, all right, so good example, Thanksgiving, right? You go to your family's house. Your wife, what should happen is that your wife goes, I mean, normally what happens, not what should happen, but normally what happens is she goes, fixes you your plate of food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's being submissive. Because you can go get your own shit, right?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Like you know how the food is all set up.
Yeah.
She'll be like, babe, what you want? Oh, give me this and give me a little bit of everything. And she'll go and she'll get online.
However level you want to see it in, however level you want to see it.
But you be like, damn, that's my wife. She's taking care of me. She's making sure I'm good. So now, and then she'll go back on the line while you're eating and get her food. You see what I mean? But I think that's a good submissive.
Yeah, no, that is. It's a level to it. It's not powerful. There's levels to it.
But is she obligated to do that?
No, she's not.
Okay.
But she's doing it because that's a good submissive.
It depends what scenery you in though.
Yeah.
If you in her family's house, then yeah, I think she should be able to get it for you. I'll be honest. If I'm in my family's house, then I'm comfortable enough to think. If we know already each other's family, obviously we've been together for years on shit, then it should be a whatever thing. And if she wants to give it to you, then there's a woman cater to a man. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It should be 50-50. If she loves you as much and she wants to cater to you, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. So being submissive to or vice versa is nothing wrong with that. Don't take it in a bad way. But use it in a right way. Use it in a lovable way. Accept it in a lovable way, right? Don't be submissive in an abusive way. Because once you take a person's voice away, that submissiveness is finished.
Remember, guys,
they got you.
Remember,
you know what I'm saying?
The beginning of the topic, I did not know what the fuck I even had to say about the word submissive. Once he broke it down the way he did, that was awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you accept the way that I did the word submissive, then you can look at it differently.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, with that said, like, Harry, I want to thank you for coming. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a pleasure having a conversation with you. Awesome. You know, you shared a couple of your things that you were going on. Yeah. Hopefully, some people out there will take your story and, you know, sit on it, dwell on it, think about it, like, as well as our story. And, you know what I mean? Again, thank you for coming on and sharing
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Off Xperience.
So guys, listen, episode 2, check it out. You already know, dropping soon. Subscribe. Off Xperience. We're gonna put the our handles, Instagram handles on the description.
You already know.
Go follow us. All right. Subscribe. How this YouTube thing goes? Like, share,
repost.
Post, subscribe. We got to get it right. This is new to us, but we're going to get it.
Look at it right here on the bottom somewhere,
in the description somewhere. Yeah. I still don't think, you know what I'm saying, somewhere, but in the description, just you already know our info's going to be there. But people, we appreciate y'all. Love, peace, bless, love. You already know. Give thanks to that man above.
Live, love,
Let's
prosper.
Go. Let's go.
That was good.